Okay, guys, we have to talk about this finale. First and foremost, let's talk about Rhaena. Let's get the most, tiny, insignificant little crumbs out of the way first so we can talk about the big dogs because I have so much to say. And when I say that, I really, really mean I have a lot to say. Okay, Rhaena. So she abandons the kids. She abandons Rhaenyra's, honestly, her true heirs. She abandons them. Hold on, there's a fly right here. Let me see if I can kill it. Okay, unfortunately, I could not kill the fly. Anyway, Rhaena abandons Rhaenyra's children at trying to go after this dragon that she knows that's in the Vale or wherever the fuck she is. So she's been camping outdoors, camping around, looking around, searching for clues, like Blue's cluesing it out there, trying to find this big dragon because she wants her last shot at playing a more important role in this war effort. And I understand, Rhaena kind of gets a Alicent share of things. Obviously not to the same degree, but the whole thought of that some of us must serve in smaller ways, right? That's Rhaena. That she has to watch kids. That's her role in this war. Alicent, had like was said this episode actually, but we're gonna get there, trust me. She said basically she kind of just thought life was about following the path that's laid out before you by those who know more than you, by your parents, blah 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 blah. Life is about following that path and not deviating from it, doing what is expected of you and not deviating from that. So that is where Alicent is kind of coming from, and it seems like that was kind of Rhaena's path too, with this whole watch my kids order. But she wants to serve in a bigger way. She wants a dragon. And she's tried before and she's almost died. So it was never looking that good for her. So I guess next season we're going to see if this dragon accepts her. Maybe she'll be burnt to a crisp. We don't know. I mean, I feel like it might work out for her, but at the end of the day, they already have enough dragons. When you're taking a test and you're B, B, A, B, A, 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 B, 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 A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, B, and then you're wait, I haven't chosen C in a while. Let me choose C because that might be the answer. I feel like since Rhaenyra already has 7 dragons, I think she does have 7. I feel like Rhaena is basically this C option where it's okay, this girl's gonna die. She already has 2 successful riders from this big Targaryen massacre, right? So at the end of that just seems okay, Rhaena's gonna die. Rhaena, what does she need 8 dragons for, right? So it's giving, damn, haven't chose C in a while. Damn, nobody's died in a while, so I'm putting my eggs in a basket on Rhaena dying. Next, let's talk about Aegon. I love the fact that Larys has taken on a liking to him, a big brother role from him. I think it's because Aegon accepted Larys when he was just the king of whispers, right? He would gossip and tell him shit, and Aegon really appreciated that. And Larys really appreciated being needed in that way, right? I believe Aegon said verbatim, yeah, my father never really liked, gossipers and kings of whispers and shit, but I find myself really liking you. So, yeah, I really do need you. Keep up the good work, basically. So, he's decided to run away with Aegon, which I love, 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 love. Because at the end of the day, Aegon is not safe anywhere near Aemond. So, let's move on. Let's move on to... first of all, let me just say, I think it's admirable that Aegon's I'm not gonna fucking run away. This is my kingdom. I'm king. Aemond comes back here. We'll throw his ass in jail. And I was that is such beautiful, wishful thinking. At the end of the day, in this state Aegon's in, that'll never happen. But the fact that he had that sentiment, I think is really cool and says a lot about his character. I love that. Let's go on to Helaena. Helaena really, did her big one. Like, Aemond, you can tell he's starting to like panic. He's starting to crack. You can see the cracks in his armor because he's usually this cool, collected, little eye candy, just serving face, right? Like that's usually what he is. But now he's starting to get like rather aggressive. Like it's no longer this playful energy. It's no longer like key, like fun and games, like look at how sadistic I am. It's like, okay, I need these moves to happen or else we're gonna fucking lose our lives. Not just the fucking throne, we're gonna lose our lives here. So I think Helaena really did her big one when she was like, I'm not writing. I don't give a fuck. Like, I really don't care. Like, I'm not gonna do it. And he's like, I could literally fucking kill you. She's like, what will it change? You're going to fucking die. Aegon will be king again. I was like, oh shit. And this bitch has been shown to like kind of like know the future a little bit. So did she just spoil the whole show? Like, I'm like, huh? So what? They're both gonna destroy each other. And then shit's gonna play out just like Lara said. Like, Aegon's gonna come back. After the fucking dust has settled, he's gonna come back and be like, okay, yeah, by the way, I'm king. I mean, that's a funny thought, but whatever. Helaena goated. I love Helaena. I liked how Alicent stood up for Helaena. She's like, this is your sister at the end of the day. She is the most gentle of them all. She will be no use to any of us if her, like, mind is broken from committing atrocities, right? Like, even Cole, his like, brain is altered after the war he fought, right? Because he saw a guy fucking disintegrate into dust. And that image stuck with him. You could tell. You could really tell. On Cole, I like how Alicent's brother called Cole out for like fucking Alicent. I did like that. I don't know why, but I enjoyed that. I thought it was interesting how her brother was like, I guess it was the handkerchief, right? Like the handkerchief he was sniffing to keep him going. That's kind of cute. I'm so sorry, but as the days go by, I'm finding myself becoming more and more, like, a fan of Cole x Alicent, right? And, like, Cole even had a moment where he was like, yeah, like, you know, this ain't the first time I let grief over a relationship with a girl, like, fuck with me or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Basically, like, signaling, like, his relationship with Rhaenyra. I thought that was funny, like, bro is still not over it. He's still not over her. He asked her to give up the throne and sell sugarcane and lemons or whatever the fuck. Like, who the fuck would do that? I guess we got our answer, right? Alicent. So let's talk about it. After starting all of that fucking shit, to be fair, she was genuinely confused by what Viserys was saying on his deathbed. She was genuinely confused. And I feel like I pressed on this a lot, like a couple episodes ago. These people are doing the best that they can with the information that they have. Point blank, period. So, with what she believed Viserys said, she wanted to honor his last wish. It was a bonus that it was her own son. But she did, like, I genuinely, like, not out of spite, it was a genuine misunderstanding that got her son put on the throne. That being said, she has to take responsibility for that mistake. It was a mistake nonetheless, but she has to sit in it. It's one of those things, you made your bed, now lay in it. I don't care if you made it at 3 a.m. when you were drunk and you don't remember making it. If you made your bed, you have to fucking lay in it. Accident or not. If I spilled the milk, you best believe I'm going to the bathroom, getting a towel, and I'm cleaning it up. It doesn't matter if I purposely threw the milk. It doesn't matter if I was walking away, I bumped into it with my elbow and it spilled. It doesn't matter if I put too much milk in the bowl and it overflowed. None of it matters. What matters is the milk was spilled by my own causation. So I have to clean it up. Alicent does not get to run away and pick and choose who gets saved after what's been done, after what's been caused. After putting Aegon on the throne, that was the first mistake, but, you know, that's a forgivable one. when the roles were reversed and Rhaenyra came over here, when Rhaenyra had the shorter end of the stick, when she didn't have the advantage, she went over there and she asked Alicent, hey, I need you to help me in this. Is there a solution without any more bloodshed? And Alicent's like, no, fuck you, bitch. Blood's already been spilled. We have the armies. We have the manpower. We are going to fucking kill you guys. Sorry. It's out of my hands. So this bitch clompers over to Rhaenyra. Hey, I need a solid. Can you end this somehow? Hey, I need a solid. Can you let us, like, escape? Girl, no. You know how this goes. You're only saying something now because you see that Rhaenyra has the upper hand. That's why you're over here trying to appeal to pathos, right? That's why you're over here trying to appeal to pathos. You know, you loved me as a friend once. Please let us escape. Blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, Alicent is free to go. She can leave. Doesn't matter. No one cares. She's a fucking Hightower. That's fine. All of her kids have to die. By the way this shit works in the medieval times, who care, whatever, blah, 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 Old English, whatever. By the way this shit works, that whole line has to disappear. It just does. You do not get to cause, like fucking Rhaenyra was saying, you do not get to put all the pieces of the war together, hit the start button, and once it's starting to not go the way you want it to, you're trying to appeal to pathos on the other end. You loved me once. Okay, bitch, that was before I came to you for a fucking ceasefire, and you had your hands tied. Oh, my hands are tied. Oh, you threw your hands up in the air. No, bitch. You made this bed. You come and fucking lay in it. You are all going to die by the end of this. It's not on me. It's not on me at all that you figured out that you value your life more than you value power this late in the game. You should have fucking thought about that when you guys had a likelihood of winning, right? When it was in your favor, you didn't even fathom that. You couldn't even fathom that until your children rendered you as obsolete. That's when you decided, oh fuck, let me go try and see what I can do to preserve my only child who likes me and my grandchild. I'm so sorry. No, you don't get to do that. If I hated Alicent before, I hate her even much now. Because that's not even mentioning the fact that she's down to kill Aegon. The fucking child of hers that she put on the throne anyway. She was the one who put him on the fucking throne. It reminds me of Attack on Titan. When Pixis tells the remaining Survey Corps, who are like, yeah, bro, like, nah, this shit's crazy. The Jaegers are crazy as fuck. We want no part of that. Pixis, or I think it was Pixis or Shadis, whoever, told them, hey, go join the Jaegerists. Like, obviously, we can't beat them, so we have to join them. We have to move as a unit. And then he fucking blows up the Jaegerists. He kills them all. You literally just told these people loyal to you to join the Jaegerists because they have no choice, and then you killed them all for being Jaegerists. Makes absolutely no sense. I cannot. You put Aegon on the throne from your own misunderstanding, and now you're agreeing to set him up to be killed to save your other kids? Well, to save Helaena and your grandkid? Absolutely despicable. Alicent is the biggest, fattest coward on the planet. Now, I do still, know that Alicent and Rhaenyra have, love for each other. They still do. They still like each other. They still have that love for each other. I don't think nothing could ever change that. But Alicent, she, told Rhaenyra, come with me. And Rhaenyra's like, are you fucking psychotic? This was laid out for me since I was born. This was never not going to be my path. I have to see through it to the end. And I love how she called Alicent out on it. She's like, you're not going to see this through to the end, you fucking coward. And so now since Aegon has fled, it's going to look like Alicent was lying. Even though I don't think she was lying. I think she would be willing to fucking kill Aegon. But that's crazy how Larys was like, nah, we got to get out of here because fucking Aemond will probably kill your ass. You gotta get out of here. But no, when it comes down to it, it's fucking Alicent who's gonna kill his ass. Let me just add and like I'm editing right now. Let me just add, I fucking loved when Rhaenyra was laughing at Alicent. She's like, "Are you serious? It's too late, Alicent." Like she said, she laughed in her face like 3 times. I loved that. Like, cause are you silly, Goose? Like, what's going on? Anyway, moving on to Daemon. I'm so happy Daemon's little I See Ghosts arc is over, because that shit was actually beating me up, bro. Like, that shit was kicking my ass. It never got to the point where I fast forwarded, but I'm not gonna lie, like, I thought about it so many times. I'm like, what if I just fast forward through this shit? I cannot. But I guess in hindsight, it was interesting to see like all the demons he was battling with. And now we got a fucking Daenerys Targaryen cameo. I almost got chills. You know, if they would have ended Game of Thrones in a good way regarding Daenerys, that would have been iconic. If Daenerys was truly the one who united the realm in Game of Thrones, that scene when Daemon saw the future and all that shit, the White Walkers and blah, 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 that scene would have been epic. That scene would have been amazing. But no, since Game of Thrones ended like short, that scene was kind of sullied. It honestly was. I mean, it was an amazing cameo. I loved it. It was beautiful. That was not Emilia Clarke. And Emilia Clarke is so done with this franchise, bro. But, like, that was definitely supposed to be Daenerys, mother of dragons. I guess what Daenerys did accomplish was she brought, like, ice and fire together. Her and Jon Snow together. Because Jon is obviously of the north. So maybe that is what united the realm. And that's what opened Daemon up to the idea of like a female actually being the one to pull this off. Maybe that was it. But I'm just happy now that Daemon's little thingamajig is over, because that shit was actually like dragging me down. Anyway, him bending the knee to Rhaenyra, that was a lot. Like, I knew he was gonna do that shit too. Like, I saw it coming. But it was a really feel-good moment. And then he made his men like roar for her and shit, and like, it was just a really good moment. Like, okay, this is gonna sound random, but I swear it like amounts to something in the end. I recently watched Monsters University. The message of that movie is basically, sometimes you can want the thing really, really, really fucking hard, but it's just not in the cards for you, and you have to be okay with that. That is probably one of the most hardest life lessons to learn ever. You can want it to the moon and back, but sometimes it's just not in the dominoes for you. That is hard to sit with. That is what Daemon had to grapple with, right? That's what he was fighting. The need, the want, the desire to be on the throne so badly. And then he sees this vision. The White Walkers, the North, Daenerys. There are just so many things bigger and greater than him. He is but the seed that the flower grows into, right? And then I listened to a poem once, a spoken word poem once, where the guy says the seed never sees the flower, right? Which is true if you think about it. Like, and then in that poem, he goes on to say it just is planted and knows one day it has to be bigger than it is today, right? That is Daemon. That is the realization he came to. He realized that he is only the seed in this ripple effect, these dominoes that fall down and end in Daenerys Targaryen. And so once he saw himself, once he zoomed out of just Daemon Targaryen, and he zoomed out to like the city he's in, he zoomed back out to Earth, he zoomed back out to the Milky Way, he zoomed back out to the fucking solar system, he realized what a small part he plays in these dominoes that lead to the events of Game of Thrones. And that then he was ready to accept Rhaenyra as queen. And he does so like that. Don't think I forgot about when the witch said that he's going to die in Harrenhal. So this is the last of Daemon. This war that the Lannisters are bringing, the army that they're bringing over there, this is the last of Daemon. And it's sad that they didn't seal it with a kiss or whatever, but that was a really touching moment when he bent the knee to her. Really, very much so. I love the Otto cameo we saw. Why does it look like he's in a crypt or a dungeon somewhere? Like, what did bro do? Free my boy. And lastly, let's get on to... Okay, wait. 2 more things. Jace. I'm loving Jace and Bela. I think they should kick something off, even though they're, cousins or something? Actually, no, I don't think they're related. They're related by, marriage, but they're not blood related, so they can have some normal kids and stuff. Jace and Bela, that's cute. Jace is, grappling with the fact that he's amongst these fucking bastards, and one of them had the fucking Ulf, had the gall to say, yeah, we're cut from the same cloth. Motherfucker, huh? You are not highborn. You are not a prince. You are nothing. The fuck do you mean we're cut from the same cloth? You're shaggy. You're busted. You're ghetto, right? You are nothing like me. Jace was, so offended, and I was too. I'm like, what the fuck does he mean? Huh? But, yeah, so it seems like he might end up being, a bit of a problem. Hugh does seem to have some honor about him. And honestly, I feel like he might, end up being, a major player, at the end. Because, if Rhaenyra dies, I think something interesting is going to happen between Hugh and the other children, right? The people fighting for the throne. Because I feel like Hugh has a good shot of ending up on that throne. Let's be so for real. Lastly, I want to talk about... Wait, I also wanted to talk about Alicent's brother choosing to sit by Cole after Cole basically had his suicidal moment. Cole was like, I mean, we're marching to our death right now. But hey, would that even be so bad at this point? I was like, damn. But Alicent's brother, agreed to that. So I'm like, what is he going through? Huh? What? But yeah, that was pretty interesting. That was pretty cool. I didn't really too much care for the blonde lady and the other guy who were sailing to combat the blockade. Didn't care too much for that. It was interesting. It was a tonal shift, so I guess that was a nice break for your brain and heart or whatever. Anyway, final. Let's close it off with the sea snake and his kids. So Adam is obviously a dragon rider. He seems pretty honorable. It looks like the only problem we're going to get is out of Ulf, if there is a problem at all. With, loyalty and whatnot, Ulf looks like the biggest problem we're going to have. I do feel like he's probably going to go rogue or some shit. I do feel like if Rhaena gets this dragon, she's going to add it to the army, and then, who knows what she might even do. She might go a little bit rogue, but who cares? Back to where we are at. With the sea snake and his kids... His older child, who is of Salt and Sea, I really feel for him. Because how fucking dare you? How dare you be a rich lord while I'm struggling to see where my next meal is going to come from? And you're my dad. And you're watching me grow up. But you're not, intervening at all. I'm fucking starving. He even said, you do not know what starvation does to a boy. I don't fucking know either. But that sounds like some shit that would have me fucked up for the rest of my life. Especially the way he explains it. You were walking around in fur coats and shit, and I'm over here, don't even know where my next meal's gonna come from. I was like, god damn. And the fact that he won't even explicitly say out loud, son. He never says that outright. He never claims him with that word. And I'm sure that word, even just the word, would mean so much to him. Son, you are my son. It's never explicitly been said. So it's like he's still kind of running from it in a way. So I'm completely on his side. Sea Snake ain't shit, bro. But These deadbeat dads just be deadbeat dadding. So it is what it is. I feel bad that the sea snake named his boat after Rhaenys because he really, really loved that woman. It's sad. I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen. It looks like season 3 is just gonna literally be like war episode after war episode, which I'm so stoked for. Anyways, comment, like, and subscribe for more. Let me just add one more thing. Nobody's side profile on this planet can compare to Rhaenyra's. Her side profile can cut smoke. Like...